Kevin O'Leary here. Everyone knows I love making money. You're talking to Mr. Wonderful here.
Over 2 million.
Chihuahua, caramba.
And because all litigants have signed a contract,
Nuts.
examine all evidence and deliver true financial justice.
She's getting zero.
Generation of the product to market, they need $390,000. And to get it, Jared
Jared Raven. I own a very successful company that manufactures a tool called Hangomatic.
Hear your case.
Well, my name is Karina Raven, and I moved here from Russia.
Doesn't have is a stud finder. So the new version looks a little bit more like an industrial tape measure. It has a stud finder built into the you need to spread it apart really far and have exactly the exact spot to put that anchor, that nail, that screw down. About 56% roughly.
Spectacular.
Why can't you just use the
My parents moved me around when I was a kid. I unpacked my mom's china. My mother.
Facts. Money buys cul-de-sacs, Karina.
How much is the house worth?
Your job in addition to working on Hang-O-Matic and the Hang-O-Matic stud?
You're looking at it.
My wife and I are 100% owners.
Is 50-50?
Absolutely.
On Super Bowl Sunday, and Jared brings me to his room, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Why aren't you working on this?
So from what I'm hearing, Karina, this was your idea to take this product to market.
And that changed everything for us. Somebody gave us a purchase order for 30.
Order, you've got market demand because your wife kicked you in the ass and got you off the sofa to go to the trade show.
And guess what? We're moving out June 24th because we sold a house.
Well, I want to make a point here.
Right, which I am. She's never going to have to work again in her life, and neither will I. We'll be set for life.
Let's say that you sell this house. Where are you going to live?
My preference is getting a can be an attentive husband and father and not work 55 hours a week on my day job.
You risk this launch because you're taking an existing successful product and making it better, and you hope both stay on the shelf. Infidelity is because of financial stress. And I'm telling you right now, your wife is stressed. You ship it from wherever you're manufacturing it to the retailer that bought it, and you hand over no such thing as a sure bet. Until the first product sells off the shelf, you don't know, because not every save marriages. You'll only put 2 holes in the wall because you've got this little level here. It's a great idea. It tells
On this first packaging, we repackaged this box how many times?
Those are mistakes.
Risk averse. This woman has taken every risk with him.
I love her. She's fantastic.
She's fantastic. They're a
Allow that gamble.
I get that.
If there's
I
an
get that.
opportunity for there to be more money, which would give her even more security.
Here's my verdict, and it's final. Number 1, you're not going to move, okay? 150, and we will prove right away that the product's going to sell. Once it starts selling, the farm to do it. You haven't bet your family. You've done it in a pragmatic financial way that you'd expect.
For Karina, I always compromise.
I don't owe Trent $50,000. He invested in my company.
Didn't pay off that balance?
Next, a big money fight over a little lunchbox. More Money Court coming up.
He and Tina started arguing over how to spend the money. Trent wants to use social media.
In Tina's company, My Big Fat Lunch. After almost a year of giving her advice on going to social media and
Sizable amount of money, $50,000. So Tina, help us understand this product you invented.
So that your little kindergartner doesn't have to look through her backpack to find her fork every day.
Trent, what
after knowing Tina personally, who I have a fondness for, I wanted to be involved in the company.
Okay, so basically,
Of the day, when you own a product, your biggest priority is to get into retail.
All right, tell me. Proof of concept right there.
Those are not the real numbers. $30 is the retail price, not the to just replenish stock. So what we need to do is increase the number of sales, not
Push for him to help get us into retail. To me, that's where it's going to shine and that's where it's going to sell.
Trent, you're listening to her. He's just talking in circles.
You know, Trent, I got to tell you something. These two lawyers on either side of me, digital pivot, including greeting card companies that only used to sell in retail. They're now 79% direct. Cash, cash, cash on the barrel, direct to the consumer. So why in the world wouldn't you test a direct You paid the 50 already?
correct. About a
Okay.
year ago.
About a year ago. Tina, how much? I mean, what was it for?
I wanted to order the stock and he keeps putting me on hold.
Spend this money on influencers, correct?
Yes. So we have, I know if I could bring them on now.
3,000 followers across my platforms, and I do speaking gigs all over the world on car seat safety and
All right.
Trent, have you sent the big fat lunchbox in its glory to Jamie for
James?
bye.
Okay, back to you two. Do you want to sell more big fat? Are sitting on the balance sheet, not being put to work to grow sales. What's wrong with this picture?
I'm going to talk around the answer, not give you the straight answer. And he's basically admitted he's a 20% equity
Trent, I feel bad. You lost your enthusiasm.
To Tina, very interesting and strange situation. And then there's the two of you fighting among. Okay? Of the 45,000 sitting on the balance sheet. Trent, you're going to take the 10,000 and you're going to is my final decision. Now go out there and sell some big fat lunchboxes. Goodbye. I often get hit up for advice on how to handle a money dispute. And I've
emotional support. In September of last year, a large publishing company published a book with chapters where there listed emails, but that only resulted in me being blocked.
All right, I have a copy of their response to you.
To the public.
So is it fair to say that you were already out there publicly telling your story long? Go to a platform like LinkedIn and cite your insertion into the book. Name the book. Show them.
Owe anything.
I paid my half.
Time out, time out. Are you telling us in money court that Ty
On Lucas, Ty and Miyoko bought a timeshare for approximately $7,000. They're trusting Kevin to correctly determine who owes what and to whom.
And yes, I went through some financial difficulties, but ultimately, when the rubber
My sister and I traveled to Cabo San Lucas, toured a timeshare property. Balance was $831. I had that paid off in 2 or 3 months. It was an agreement that my sister and I struck, that, you know, we would just split the cut.
Fees, interest rates, all kinds of complexities about ownership, and they're just a really he put up, plus all the payments he made, are gone. They're vaporized. So, Miyoko, what?
Sitting here, not just looking at my timeshare, but all these other bills. And I'm just like, how am I going to do this?
Learn about the default in this case until 9 years after you bought this place?
Timeshare?
No. Even if they did, I wouldn't have opened it. I would have assumed, you know, hey, this is.
And you never opened any of it?
No.
How is it possible that you guys are living under the same roof?
We found out that there was still a remaining balance. Then I jumped in and paid.
And something.
Shut the front door. Okay, wow. Okay, so then what'd you do with that money?
I contacted the time.
Miyoko, hold on. How did you think you had? Explain this to me.
I was in such a rush. I thought, I'm like, hey.
But you don't communicate. And now we understand the situation, the Frozen story, all that stuff. Here's my verdict. I think you're both complicit in losing that timeshare. Not communicating. They had the You each should be paying $3,016.22 of loss. To balance it up,
He ain't Mr. Wonderful today.
I look forward to future vacations that we'll have.
I can make this company huge.
It breaks my heart to do this.
This is a marriage that's on the line.
I try and